Agent 64, Spies Never Die is the quickest I've jibed with a video game. It's like slipping on a bespoke tux made by John Wick's tailor. He takes your measurements and makes a fine suit, sure, but he understands why you're wearing the damn thing in the first place. Everything fits how it should, and it looks damn stylish, but its function is still the most impressive feature. This is the first indie preview I didn't take playthrough notes for, partly because the demo contains a single level, but mostly because I know the subject matter well. Agent 64 wears its homage hung over its breast pocket, and anyone familiar with its idolization will get the reference from the name alone. For those still in the Perfect Dark, this is modern day Goldeneye. Or Perfect Dark if you prefer, both are apt. Calling Agent 64 an homage though is a massive understatement. The premise is simple. Retired super spy John Walter, codenamed 64, is recalled into service to protect the world from a new threat. The opening flyby in the lone level had me grinning like a cougar at a frat party. John's impeccable fashion is sharp enough to cut diamonds, and his tie adjustment at the end of the level made me laugh out loud. The fan service is laid thick, and I ate up every bit. Agent 64 is a take-no-prisoners action game with a spy theme. Guns, gadgets, and suave poses are guaranteed. Movement is smooth, gunplay is tight, and the handful of weapons in this demo have a tactile feel which make them a delight to use. GoldenEye's classic aim assist returns in Agent 64, and it feels as technically accurate as I remember. Higher difficulties reduce the effect of aim assist, forcing players to be more precise or lean on manual aim for sniper precision. The system always feels fair without detracting from player skill, and captures the slick competence expected of a super spy. Enemies are classic GoldenEye. The animations, the firing stances, the dives for cover. It's familiar and dramatic, and I love it. Bullet impacts have an accompanying visual and audio effect which is subtle, as it was in GoldenEye, yet layers a visceral feel onto combat which is intensely satisfying. Enemy animations are varied, though whether Agent 64 will boast the breadth of animations from GoldenEye, we're yet to see. Enemy animations may seem like a minor point, but GoldenEye's reactive animations were a unique aspect of gunplay in gaming at the time, and I'd love to see them fully replicated here. You're damn straight I go full goblin when something deliberately triggers my nostalgia. Pain animations in particular have always been an integral aspect of GoldenEye's gunplay, thanks to the diverse and immediate feedback they provide. Hits on enemies induce a pain animation, regardless of where or what hit them. Crotch shots, butt shots, hand shots, foot shots, shooting guns from hands. Yep, they all had unique animations. It's a fun visual reward for putting bullet to target, but it also offers brief respite from incoming fire. Agent 64 carries a confident number of these animations with it, bringing the inherent tactical options they provide with shrewd threat assessment and positioning. The demo level has objectives to complete, and the number of level objectives increase on higher difficulties. On the easiest difficulty, objectives are checkpoints, which amount to completing the level. On the hardest difficulty, 64 Agent, the player must also free hostages and defuse 3 bombs. Additional objectives on higher difficulties are another hallmark of the GoldenEye experience, though I also love them in the Thief series. They tease a play on harder difficulties to experience more of what the game offers. In the demo, the only other discernible difference with difficulty is the reduction of aim assist. Damage taken feels the same on medium and hard. There's also a dark meter to the right of the health bar, which I'm assuming is for armor. I didn't find armor in my playthroughs, but I wasn't looking hard. Armor was always a rare item in GoldenEye. In another amusing nod to GoldenEye, crates, servers, barrels, desks, and chairs all explode in classic fashion, converting stray fire into fireworks and offering tactical, if wacky, options in a fight. It's still as goofy and hilarious now as it was in 1997, and it feels at home in Agent 64. It wouldn't be a spy game without gadgets. Agent 64 only showcases 2 in the demo, the decoder and the wire cutters, but I have no doubt that more will be available in the full game. The player is given 20 decoders to complete the demo level, which is at least 15 too many, and I wonder if more complex environments or alternate use for gadgets are planned in the full release. I'd love to see this depth in Agent 64. GoldenEye's gadgets were highly situational and rarely employed outside their specific purpose in any given level. Stealth in Rare's N64 titles has always been a funny duck, and Agent 64 represents this well. The player begins with a silenced pistol, and it's possible to stealth sections of the level without attracting attention. It may even be possible to stealth the majority of the level, though I haven't strapped on my 00 chaps for that challenge yet. Stealth may appear nonsensical at times, such as enemies not reacting to the sound of gunfire, but it's a clever way of softly resetting the alert level in different areas to allow players another shot at a stealthy approach. It also means that enemies won't tumble over themselves to cluster around you and leave broad swaths of the level empty. It goes without saying that Agent 64 is littered with homages. The flyby intro with John cocking his pistol, shooting a padlock to unlock a door, entering a bathroom through the ventilation shaft.
Beg your pardon? Forgot to knock.
One of the hostages helping John gain access to a locked area, the weapon lower to reload, the gasp of pain when hit, down to the mighty chop melee attack. With the fan service and love poured into this game, perhaps it's true that diamonds are forever, and that classics live on through their successors. Hey, don't groan. I'm trying to stay on top of these Bond puns. The soundtrack and audio design deserve special mention. Some of the sound clips, like enemy shouts, are so authentic to the source material that they wouldn't surprise me if they were ripped directly from Goldeneye. Sound is punchy and distinct. The deadly sputter from the Viper makes it a damn fun weapon to spray around, and the seductively deadly thip of the silenced Sparrow is super spy to its delightful core. The track which loops over the level is muted, but with a clear 007 motif. It fits the theme, and my only criticism is that it'd benefit from being more prominent and upbeat. The demo level has part-times and mutator unlocks, indicating that these will likely appear in many, if not all levels. Part-time changes with difficulty, and beating levels under this mark unlocks a mutator or cheat, which Agent 64 calls a paradox. Big Head mode, or DK mode for the old school fans, is the unlockable paradox in the demo level. No, I didn't unlock it. I still have PTSD from the Silver PP7 unlock in Goldeneye. Paradoxes will extend the shelf life of the campaign and make for some funny highlight reels when the full game releases, assuming that Agent 64 follows the mutator template set by its predecessor. The Steam demo is old, having released in 2021. The latest updates showcase new weapons, new levels, and even a level editor for mappers to make custom campaigns. Can we expect dossier level select screens, a spy-themed UI, and other improvements? I hope so. It's refreshing to hear a voice who is able to articulate so eloquently through design the elements of Goldeneye's success, and by virtue of playful imitation, their own inevitable success. Goldeneye is yet another legacy game which has recently fallen prey to social snark by pundits who struggle to find their elbows, let alone admit or explain in objective detail why Goldeneye was so successful. I'm sick of the unfounded snide attitude some have towards certain legacy games. Hating something just because it's popular is apparently bankable social currency in 2023, though it's not a new phenomenon. Cherry-picking negative things to say while ignoring the successful elements doesn't make someone clever or right. I'm glad that Agent 64 grabs the torch and hoists it proudly overhead, and I'll be championing its success well past the finish line if it continues the current trajectory. If you're an old-school Goldeneye fan, then Agent 64 will whisk you into the past in the best possible way. It has the guns, the gadgets, and the flair to successfully emulate Goldeneye's most endearing traits, but with a modern flourish. It's not Bond, but then Bond hasn't been Bond for a while. If you've never played Goldeneye or Perfect Dark, but enjoy spy-themed shooters, then I reckon this'll tickle the double O bone. The demo is free, you've got nothing to lose. Agent 64 is a true spiritual successor to Rare's N64 legacy, an experience which is at once nostalgic yet supremely accessible and a fresh martini in the explosion of beer-fueled ball-crunching boomer shooters. I hadn't realised that I longed for a game in this style until Agent 64 came along. I'm all in. What do you think? Have you played Agent 64's demo? Are you excited for the future of this slick indie game? Drop into the comments and give me your thoughts. If I've convinced you to give the demo a try, tell them Blondie sent you. A raised glass to all my patrons who brought you this video, and a license to thrill to I'm your Huckleberry supporter, Nosh. Patron support means that my martinis are shaken, never stirred. Patrons can also access exclusive content like the script for this video, as a way of saying thanks. If you want to slide a stack of poker chips into my corner and support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. Links to Twitter, Discord, and my longplay channel Blondfire are also in the description. If you enjoyed this video, then slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and plant the Blondie experience among your online community. Remember the cant. Don't forget to set the timers for 3 minutes instead of 6. Thank you kindly for watching.